Okay, what do you understand about HTTP now? Tell me what you know so of HTTP so far, whatever you've seen anywhere.
This is used in a web page, web,
Correct, correct.
but
This is a language, you can say, or protocol that is used to talk on the internet. So it is used on web, or you can say internet. So it is a internet's language or protocol. Okay. So when you say protocol means it is a kind of a language. So whenever what happens is whenever we have this protocol or language, it means it has a particular way of telling you something and particular way of understanding what you're saying. Okay, that is what the language means. So in this there are certain HTTP commands. So the thing is uh, there is one computer over here, right? And
yes,
there is let's say google.com. You type something on the website, right? You try to visit a website, http colon www.google.com. So which means what you're trying to do is you are using the language of http to give a command to this www.google.com. www.google.com will be converted. They'll somehow your internet will know that this is some IP address. If you look at the IP address, you will come to know. So for example, when I go to the command prompt and I say ping, I don't know whether I'll get it or not, but let's see. Ping www.google.com. So what do you get? You get a address, right? You get the
yes.
address and you get the port number, which means this is the machine number, the on the left hand side.
Okay.
The last the four digits, it's got a double colon. This is the port number. So any computer that you want to connect to in on the earth, okay, any
So
computer,
that port number is used by Google system or our system?
that is a port number used by Google system. So basically,
Okay.
whenever Google has a small application running over here, which is their website, right? So this is their application. It must be written in Java, Python. We do not know, right? We It may be implemented in any language, but what that program can do, it understand HTTP commands, right? And it is exposing the port number. Exposing port number. Port number means one is like one window of the house. So every port number has got a number. So in this case, what is the port number? Port number is 2004. And what
Yes.
is the machine number? Machine number is this left hand side, right? 2004 something 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 like this. So this is
Yes.
your machine number. So do you understand the machine number and the port number? On one machine there can be total there can be total 65,000 ports. Approximately 65,536 ports. How many ports?
65,536 ports.
That means one house, but 65,536 windows.
Mm-hmm.
Now, any application that runs on your computer has to lock one port address for themselves always. So there may be some database running, another application database is running, right? On your now on your computer OBS is running, or let's say my computer OBS is running, Paintbrush is running, right? Two applications are running, but they always will lock some port. It is quite possible that a database is running on port number 9000,
Okay.
and
That means every system using different ports, right? Uh,
every application uses different port number on that machine.
okay.
Every application uses an available port on any machine. So if already some application is running on that port number, some other application cannot take that port number. That is locked. That window is locked. You're getting it?
Okay.
It is
Yes, sir.
so basically whenever any machine, let's say your machine wants to connect to that www.google.com, it requires two pieces of information. So this is your computer over here. Hold on, just my
Yeah. Yes, sir.
somebody food has come. Oh,
And so actually, on my OBS, there is a no pause button.
no pause like this, no? No pause
Yes, sir.
means don't pause or something. This is like when I click this, no, this
But
it becomes a no pause. It's continuing the recording now.
no, no. Actually, this pause button is not available at my OBS.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's outside the window. Just adjust your display resolution.
Okay.
Your your display. This is too much in the corner, no? So it can go outside, and you may be not seeing it. If you expand this window, then you'll be able to see like this. Let's make it small or
Okay, sir.
something. Let's see. It should be there.
Okay, sir. I
Okay.
look
So the
into it.
thing is, on your machine also you are running a browser. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So now what is the IP address of your machine? It should be different, no? So let me see.
Yes.
What is my IP address? I'll go again. So first time I did ping and the website address. This time I'll do IP config. IP config will give me my current address. So here you can see my IP address is what? 190.
1
So it is
four
a
six seven.
so this is a private IP address, means the world cannot see this. If somebody pings my IP address, they will not find. But if
Okay.
somebody pings www.google.com, they will find it.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say pinging means like this, pinging IP address 192.168.1.101. So this is my computer. It will find this address. See, it is returning a reply. Do you see that? It is
Yes, sir.
returning. So it is I send a request and then you got a reply. But if you do the same thing, you will not get a reply because
Yes, sir.
this IP address is local to my computer and it is private address. Okay. So in order to access anything on the internet, you need a public IP address. That is the important thing. So whenever you register a website, no, you have to give them your IP address. Tell them and make it public so that anybody can find your computer on the internet. Otherwise, it will not work.
Okay.
So your computer, what is running? A browser. So as I told you, every application is running on a particular port number. So it is quite possible that your browser is also uh, not possible. It will expose a particular port number. So let's say it is running on port number same port number, or maybe let's say for the I don't want to confuse you. So 3453. So I also got 65,536 ports. On this particular port number, my Mozilla Firefox may be running. If there is another browser, another application, it cannot use the same port. It will.
Right, sir.
So let's say I've got Chrome also running over here on my box, and on my Chrome I'm visiting, let's say, Facebook website, but this fellow may be running on some different port. Once the port is locked by somebody, it is gone. Once the application is closed, only then the port is released. So do you understand ports, IP address?
Yes, sir.
So when you are trying to connect to the box of www.google.com, your browser, this browser, what is trying to do? It is trying to connect to this IP address and this port number. So this is,
This IP number is of our system and port number of whatever we
yeah,
use
when
the
you are
server.
connecting, you have to give both the information. You have, what you are actually typing is www.google.com, no? Correct.
Yes, sir.
So what the way internet works is it goes and tries to find what is the IP address in a database called DNS. So there is you must have anytime you register a website, there are companies like GoDaddy.com. They maintain some database. here they will put in their database www.google.com is equal to what 2404 whatever the IP address is, and along with the port number 4009.830.2004. So we don't have to remember the port number. All that we have to remember is the website name. That is why, because there are so many websites in the world, we remember the IP address and the port number for everybody, but we have to go. But behind the scene, how it works, I showed you a direct connection. But actually, it works like this. First, it go to the DNS. It will get the IP address. Once it gets the IP address, it will take that IP address and the browser will make the connection. So this is the way it works. It does not go in one step, it goes in two steps. First, the browser has to find out what is the IP address of the website. Sometimes the browser is smart. If it has got the IP address once, second time it will keep it in its own local file or local database. We will never know. Browser does lot of things inside it. So it will keep the list of addresses here only. So that next time it doesn't have to go to the DNS server. Okay, so here your IP address will be stored at the browser that is on your machine. So this is also possible. These are all, but do you understand now what is a DNS? DNS is a database which matches, it does match the column. www.google.com is 24000. If I do facebook.com, what it will be? Let's see, Facebook, what is the address? So how can I find what is the IP address of Facebook? Ping www.facebook.com. So it has got a different address, right? And a different port number 25DE. This is a hexadecimal number. So that's why it is got 25DE. Hexadecimal starts from 0 to 9, then it starts A, B, C, D, E.
C, D, E.
Yeah, that is hexadecimal. So, but the idea is to connect to any computer in the world, you require two things, IP address and port number. Second thing you require is the protocol. So, if you are working on the internet, you can tell what protocol you want to use or what language you want to talk in. So I can say I want to talk in Hindi, I want to talk in Marathi, I want to talk in I want to talk science, I want to talk history. If you're talking science, then the questions will be different. If you're talking about history, the questions will be different. Right? So in the same way, there are different protocols you can say. So there is FTP protocol, there is a SMTP protocol. So whenever you're sending the email, your SMTP protocol gets used. Whenever you're uploading a file and downloading a file, FTP protocol gets used. And whenever you're browsing, which protocol gets used?
HTTP.
HTTP. So this is where HTTP is mainly the internet's language, but on the internet you can also use FTP. But FTP is used for what?
Download.
Yes, uploading. This is called file transfer protocol. So upload, download can be done using FTP. And SMTP is used for what? SMTP is used for email.
Email.
Okay, so there are many other protocols which you can use, but HTTP is a web language we can say, or web protocol you can say. So so did you understand this much?
Yes, sir. And so what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
Now the only difference between HTTP and HTTPS is whatever data, like you send you're getting some HTML file, you're seeing some file whenever you browse a website, a file comes on your computer, no? Correct? Now whenever you do a HTTPS, what the other server is trying to do is hide all the information before it reaches your computer. It is encrypting it actually. So once the connection is made, whenever this information is sent between the two computers, it is always hidden or encrypted. So let's say you are sending some data over here, the data is you're sending a name of a person, you're sending up HTML page, let's say. So HTML page now this is this middle line is basically all your Wi-Fi device, internet companies, all routers. If the data is traveling on many devices and then finally it is reaching your computer, it does not, like direct wire is not connected from that computer to your computer. In between there are thousands and thousands of devices, no? This
Mm.
computer on the your Google computer may be in US and you are in India. So in order to, what can happen is anyone can see what is coming on the way. So especially when there is a banking application, you don't want your account number to be displayed, you don't want password to be displayed, you don't want so many critical information is there. No, if somebody knows that information, then they will access your account and steal your money. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is why HTTPS is used. So HTTPS is secure. S is means secured HTTP.
Okay.
So let's say you are seeing some page over here, and account number is given. ACC is equal to 1234. This is your account number. Now this computer is sending you that information, right? This website, this server is sending you this information. Correct? This is where the account number is coming from. This may be a banking application, this may be Google application, whatever. So whoever is sending this information is sending you the account number, and that is why you're seeing it over here. But before it reaches here, what it does is it will encrypt it. When encryption means what? It will convert it into some junk characters based on, so it will apply some mathematical formula. Because this is nothing but just a set of binary digits and numbers, whatever data is there. So that number, since whatever data you have is just a binary set of numbers, you can apply some formula on that number. You can multiply that using some complex formula, and once you multiply that number with a mathematical formula, you will not get ACC is equal to 1234. No, for example, if I have a data called 2, if I multiply, if I add 45, what will the output will be? 47. Now my account number is 2, but what I'm getting on the way is 47. If the somebody sees 47, they will think account number is 47, but it is of no use because they have to know this formula. How they'll know this formula? They have to decrypt it. How do you decrypt it? The decryption formula will be 47 minus 45 equal to 2.
Yes.
Correct? Are you
Yes.
getting it? Some for in
Oh,
or
and this all happens in HTTPS.
yes. So one computer is encrypting it before sending, which whoever is sending the data encrypts the data. Whoever is receiving the data decrypts the data. Only you and your browser know how to decrypt it. You and your browser, you have some kind of a number with you, which is called a private key or a public key. So private key or public key is nothing but just that formula, that number 45. 45 is like your private key, or it may be a public key. So key is basically the used for used in your calculation. So unless if somebody wants to know what is your account number, they have to know that they have to use a 45 number, which is your private key. Only when and they have to know the formula also. Once you add the private key, then you will get your actual encrypted text. If you minus the private key from the number, you will actually get the original data. You're getting it? Without knowing the number 45, you will not know what is the original number, right? The original number is 2.
Okay.
So basically it is hiding the information while the data is in transit. So this is called data in transit. Data in transit means data is traveling. If the data is on this computer, this is called data at rest because it is resting over here, no? So sometimes people protect the data on the computer also by encrypting the data at rest also, when they also protect the data when the data is in transit also. It is a good security practice. So it is HTTPS is recommended for all critical applications like banking, wherever money is involved, wherever personal information is involved, whenever like government information is involved, secure documents are involved. You cannot send it in plain text. You have to jumble it up and give it. and then unjumble it up on the other end. So that is the difference between HTTPS and HTTP. Any question on what is HTTPS and HTTP?
No, sir. Now clear, sir.
So for you, this is not that important right now, unless you want to implement a secured website. So there is a technique to do that. How to convert HTTP into HTTPS. Okay.
No, sir. Once I use the HTTPS, that will not work. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, because HTTPS requires that authorized key.
Yeah. Yes,
So
sir.
if it is not authorized and somebody, then they need to pay the price, for to use that key. So if somebody is not authorized, you will get that this is not valid website. The key is expired. Something like that message you will get.
Okay.
But
Yes,
you
sir.
understood the basic meaning difference between HTTP.
Yes, sir.
Still, it is still HTTP. Only that it is encrypted.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Understood, sir.
So now that you have understood this, then we have to come to the language of HTTP. So what is the language of HTTP? So on the left hand side was your Google application. Your web server is running over here, and it is running on a particular port number. So all this is established, right? This is where your application is running, and it understands which language.
HTTP.
Ah, so basically, whatever port is exposed over here, that is ready to collect the data. But you cannot talk any language. Whatever data is collected at this point on this port number is known by this application over here. But as I told you, it cannot understand any other language. If you speak on any other language, it will not understand. You speak in HTTP language only. HTTP language means you need to in HTTP language there is commands like get command is there, post command is there, and actually many commands are there. Delete is there, and update is there, and there are around
Okay.
8 commands. So whenever you want to talk in HTTP, you have to use this command. So let's say HTTP Google website I want to visit. So what will happen is this will get converted into HTTP command. So when you do this, the browser what it does, it creates. This is also exposing on a working on a particular port number. Your browser, right?
Yes, sir.
This is where your browser is running on your box. And you typed in the browser www.google.com, but browser what it does, it converts that into command. So what is the command? Get it will say first it will do the connect command. Connect where it will get the IP address, no, one to that IP address whatever we had some time back. The IP address was 123 something like this, no. Let's say like this. So first it will make the connection. This is the apart from get post there is also a connect command. So whenever you're sending the data, first you need to make the connection for that one command. Once you make the connection, you give a request. What is your request? Your request is that you want a home page. By default, usually it will be index.html. Many a times if you don't type any page number, no, you usually don't type any website and then page number, but sometimes you can also say I want to see my profile page like this .html. If you are looking for a specific page, this will get converted into get my profile.html. This command will go second time.
That means gate is worked as a link. Or how to
Yeah,
work?
get is as a link. So that is how first command is to make a connection. Whenever you are connecting to any box, first do the connection, then you set the command this way. Once this computer gets a get command, what it will do, it is understanding that you are asking for my profile.html, and it will send you all the data. If it is HTTP, it will come in the encrypted format. If it is HTTP, it will come in plain text format. If it is plain text format, then anybody can read it on the way if they hack it. So that whatever my profile.html you have typed, then finally you see it in your browser over here. And this is how HTTP works.
Okay.
So do you know? So do you understand now? Whenever you request a page, you have to give a get command. Get command means I'm getting something. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now this is which direction the data is coming, the request is going in which direction and response is coming in which direction. The get request is who is requesting the page? It is coming from your computer, right?
Yes.
So your computer is making a HTTP request. This is called a request. So sometimes in program you'll see HTTP, who is giving the response? Google server is giving you the response,
Response.
HTTP response. So whenever you are making a connection, a single connection, you are dealing with one HTTP request and one HTTP response, and then you are done. Most of the time. Then the job between the two computer is done. Then the connection is also closed. Now let us say you're visiting your open this page. Now on this page,
That means gate is work between the two system. One is from where like from where we requesting and from where we get.
yeah, where is the answer of where is given by the connect command. I told you know that it goes to the DNS. From the DNS, it will get the IP address and then it will make a connection. Once you make a connection, all that you have to do is now you know this is a computer. You don't have to say www.google.com now. Now you know this is a computer. The connection is made. Once a connection is made, you all that you have to tell now on that computer and in that application what resource you want. This is these things are called resources. HTML resources we say. So in this case, the resource name is what? Web page which is called myprofile.html. So in this case, the HTTP request is going from this direction to this direction. This is your HTTP request going in this direction to this direction, and the response is coming from which direction to which direction? The reverse way. This is how response will come. So this is how your get command works. But usually we just don't load the page. No, after the page is loaded, it is quite possible you might create an account on that page. So you are providing some information now. Okay. So you are saying my name is you want to create an account. So you are saying my name is Nikita on the form. This is on the browser. Now name is equal to Nikita. Who has typed? You have typed on your browser. Does this server know this? No, no. So you want to send this information now, let's say back to google.com. So what you need to do, you need to repeat the process. So what is the first thing that once you say enter or submit button, no, there always be submit button, right? Correct. Once you click on that button, what the browser will do, it will convert this into another. First, it will make a connection because that connection, earlier connection is lost. You don't maintain the connection forever and ever because otherwise rest of them won't be able to visit the website. It will get blocked. It is like blocking the door. So you are, every time you want to visit www.google.com, you make a connection. This time the command will be different. This time it will be post command. In the post command, you
Okay, that means whenever gate will work, that connection will get disappear after some time or after
yes,
getting that
once you get your
page.
my profile.html, all the data has come to your box, it will disappear.
Okay.
So that's why they say HTTP is a connectionless protocol. This is the reason they say it is a connectionless protocol. It is a stateless protocol. Stateless protocol means the second connection does not know what you did in the previous connection. This second connection that you did, no, there's now the second part you can see. I'm doing connection again. This fellow does not know that previous you just now asked for myprofile.html. It doesn't remember what state you were in. अभी मैं ऐसा था, अभी मैं वैसा था, मतलब it will not remember मैं कैसे था पहले. It will not remember the state. So it is not only connectionless protocol, it is stateless protocol.
Stateless.
So that is what it means. So it means I don't know what you did in the previous connection, whether you gave a get command, post command, it will not remember. Now when the second command is given, you want to send this data name is equal to Nikita to the server. So this is the command it will be post. Now in the post there is a got three sections. The data, no, whatever data you send, it has got three sections. One is the header and one is the body.
And third one is
Yeah,
description.
so one is the header section. So in header, there may be, it will mention what command is being sent. But in the body, the post data, then you will see it in the, ideally you should see it over here. But ideally the whatever is in the body is not seen, it is hidden, because otherwise people will know no what you have sent. Header can be seen, body cannot be seen. It is kind of encrypted, you can say, or hidden. Huh?
Okay.
So that's why post, all the post information is your critical information. So that's why it will, so first I said the connection has to be made. So this connection is made between the two computers. So the old connection is gone. Okay, once the my profile.html page is loaded, this connection, the first connection is, will disappear. As I said, this will not be there. Second time
Okay.
you are posting something, clicking a submit button, the data is going from your computer to the other computer. So in this case, you can say this is, you are making a request only, but this time you're making what type of request? You're making a post request. You're not making a get request.
Yes.
So in a post request, do you need a response? Is it necessary to get a response? Ideally no, right? I'm just posting the information. Whatever is my information, you take it and put it in your database. That is, whenever you're creating an account, you're running the website, create an account and put it and put my name in your database. So so again, this request and response is in the same direction. You are making a request and the server is giving you a response. It will always be.
Yes.
The only difference is what command you're using. So most of the time we never use the other command. We just use three commands most of the time: get, post, and connect.
And
Delete and update we don't use mostly, and it will not be allowed by the server. Delete is giving you permission to delete some file on the computer. So why will some website give you a permission to delete something on their computer? No, no. It will never do. Maximum it will give you a get request and post request. So do you understand what is a post? What is the difference between get command and post command?
yes.
Do you
That
understand?
means, yeah, get commands is working for the whatever website we want on our browser, and post is for what we
Whatever
need.
information you have and you want to give it to the web server. It is,
Yes.
yeah, in the first case you are getting the information from the web server. In the second case you are giving your information to the web
Should
server.
do sir. Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Understood.
So so this is how your get you the entire thing works. Once your post is posted, ideally in the response you will, in the header, this green button is there, no? This green button also is coming in the form of http header and body only. You are also giving header and body. In response also you are getting header and body. Okay, but when you are giving header, you are telling what command you are giving, what is the data you are giving. That is what the information goes from your end to the server.
Okay.
So when you are giving the command, what is going in the header? Post command is going, and in the body, what is that? Name is equal to Nikita. But when this fellow is giving you the response, what it is giving you, it is also giving you header and
And body.
body, but it will give you the status of that command. Hold on, something will become slow. Computer wise become slow. You can see my screen, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was saying is, when the server is sending you the response, it is also sending in the same structure. HTTP structure is made up of header and body, like
Body.
this. So this left hand side is your request going in, which is your red arrow, and this right hand side, the green arrow is whatever I'm showing you right now. Here there will be header. In this header you will get a number. So 200 means success. Whatever you send me, I have received it, no problem. That is the meaning of the number called 200. If it is any other number, it means something different.
Okay. That means this number is already decided for what we got. Like for the success, we got the 200 code, or
Perfect, you
for
got it.
error, we got the 500 or something.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is all, all that is needed to know in. If sometimes, see, it is quite possible that the server wants to send you some data, so it will say, it will send you a message that account created successfully, है ना?
Hmm.
So it will send you that HTML data, accounts created successfully. So that page will get loaded automatically. Account created. Computer has become little slow.
That means we have to know all those code before writing the code, right?
Yeah, hold on. Huh? Just I don't know why computer is becoming slow.
It's okay, sir.
Um, I'm recording also, no? That's why. But this is how HTTP works. Okay.
Okay.
HTTP first has to make a connection. Somebody will make a request, that will be the client box. In your case, your browser is the client box. Whoever is visiting a website, they make a request. Everybody is sending a request to HTTP request to the server. Then the server has to know whom to respond, what to respond, because everybody is on different page, no? So accordingly it will work. Every time it is sending the response, it will also send the HTTP status. It is called HTTP response code. So if you search HTTP response code on the internet, you will get all the codes. What code is used for what?
Yes, sir.
Any question on HTTP so far?
No, sir.
Yeah. So this is the first condition for your Mule application. It has to work on HTTP mostly. Yeah.
Yes,
Why
sir.
HTTP? Because HTTP you can connect to. It is working on the internet. It is an internet protocol, which means if my machine is there in Australia also, I can connect to that box and I can make a request and I can get a response. That is what is a guarantee of a HTTP, that I can connect to the box and I can make a get request and I can make a post request to any machine on the box. Till then that IP address and port number is available to me. And where is the IP address and port number available? Inside your DNS database.
Yes.
Yeah, all that you have to know is the website name or the link name. So if you notice in the Mule application, you're always telling which link to connect to. Like something like mule.com slash American flight slash get. What is happening? Actually, this link is getting converted into get request. You're getting
Yes.
some command and then you're probably sending some data in that what you're actually looking for, the resource. You're looking for slash flights
Yes, sir.
and slash get. This is the you're giving a get command and you're giving the resource. So if you say instead of saying get flight, you're saying get hotels, you'll get hotel information depending on the
Right,
resource.
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so in this
Got it,
case,
sir.
so that is why that slash flight means this is the resource I want, or this is the HTML page I want. Every time you are not only saying the HTML page name, you can also give the link. So these links are called um,
Hello.
computer is again.
Hello.
Yeah, a link is also a
Just a minute, sir.
resource.
Actually, I'm not.
Okay, so for today, I think you want to stop here for today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now quickly I will unshare my screen,
Mm.
and you share your screen, that ramel page that you saw now, and you read it once. You will come to know then what is happening in that page.
Yes, sir. Mm.
Yeah, so in that page what you're doing is that slash flight is a link,
Mm.
line number 9. So if somebody is saying slash flights, then you have to also it will call, if you're you need to tell no which command. In the right hand side you see that get and post.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have to tell first of all, if you're going for get flights, are you calling the get command or you're calling the post command.
Mm.
If you're calling the get command, it will go to line number 10, and if you're calling the post command, it will go wherever that post command code you have written, that
30.
is line number
30.
30.
Yes.
If you're going to line number 10, then what it will do, it will send you a response, and what is the status it will send, it will send you number 200. And what it will send in the body, http body, it will send you some data. And what is that data it will send you? That data is in the what format? JSON format. And what data it is in? Array of American flights. And that line number 16 is means
Six.
array of American flights. You understand
Okay.
arrays, right?
No, sir.
Array is a collection basically, list of something. So when you put that square bracket, it means a list of American flights. Okay, so that is what you're sending back. So if you are
Okay.
putting 404, mean there was an error, means resource not found. See what is the message there, body, what you're sending. If it is 404, what do you send back? Resource not found.
Found.
The HTTP code is 500, what will you send back?
Server error.
So sometimes these are all electronic machines, right? It is quite possible, like the, let's say my machine is becoming slow, it can get hanged. So every time it will not be a success. So whenever it is not a success, automatically the machine will send a different code that I was not able to process it. Once it is not able to process it, maybe you will get the request again. You know, you again make a request or something in case if it was not successful. If you get 200 means don't do anything, you know, the client computer will not make a request again. But now do you understand the difference between get, post, patch, delete? These are all
Yes.
http commands.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so all that it is doing is it is making a connection. That connection is called what? IP address and port, correct? But in Mule, how can you make the connection? You can make a connection using endpoints, API endpoints.
Okay.
So whenever you are defining an API endpoint, you are automatically making a HTTP connection on a particular machine, having a particular IP address, having a particular port number, and using a particular HTTP command, with get command or post command, using a particular resource slash flights, or the second resource is slash flights ID, means one flight information you in the second resource. In the first one you,
Sir, but how it works, sir? Actually, how to start the code?
oh, that example, I have means I have run this code. I can show you how it works. Whatever
No, sir.
ex.
From
Okay, I
here,
can say click get. No, click get. Now
and
get is saying no. It is yeah. Try it.
uh, then it will be sent.
Yeah, saying. Now it is sending a HTTP request, and you got a response. See down
Hmm.
the JSON format. I already told you know what JSON format is.
Yes, sir. But what is the difference between now? Let me check the post.
In the post, whenever you're sending the post, you're definitely sending information to them. See, in this case, if you're sending ID equal to 1, code is equal to something,
Uh-huh.
in the
Okay.
body
Yes, sir.
itself, you're
Yes.
putting this information. And in response, they will say, oh, yeah, everything is okay once you send it.
Hmm.
So data is going in the request. Once you send the data, what the response you got? Flight created successfully. That is the response you get. And what is the HTTP response code you got? 201. You see that?
Hmm.
Yeah, 201. That
There
green
is.
201. It is.
Ah,
That
yes,
is
sir.
your HTTP response code. Because you must have mentioned that somewhere, no? 20.
Yes, sir.
You have mentioned the
538.
response code,
Yes.
and you said in this body, in the body of the HTTP, send this response whenever somebody makes a post request. Actually, you're not doing anything. You're just sending a message back. But in the real world, you're going to write some Java program there in the place of message. Before sending the
Okay.
message, you're going to write a code. So that is what that you are learning now. Once somebody makes a request, once some function will be called, the function will implement all the logic. You know,
Hmm.
because whenever the flight is booked, first the payment has to be verified, then the identity information has to be verified. So, in order to do that, it has to connect to some other box. So you may be sending a request to American flight, but American flight has to again make a connection to some other box to get some other information. No, you must be posting some. You want to book some flight, so you go to AmericanFlight.com and say get request, or post request. But American flight might have to connect to Indian Airlines, another box, another get request from their box to Indian Airline box. Okay, so it is not does not mean that you are making only a single connection. Your connection will lead to another connection. That connection will lead to another connection. The data must be coming from some other box only.
Okay.
By the time you get it, you are getting it from American flight, because it is like you are going to the ticket counter. The ticket counter, railway ticket counter. You're meeting the man. That man says, "I don't have ticket. Let me go inside the office. Let me get approval or something." He gives a chap of the ticket and he gets back to you. So somebody else
Yes.
is giving the ticket, but ultimately you are dealing only with that ticket counter fellow.
Hmm.
है ना?
But that ticket counter will work with another gate.
So this is where Mule application, what is it? Mulesoft magic. Mulesoft is saying I can connect anything in the world. So if you see the connector, there will be a Salesforce connector. If you if you go to Exchange, no, you will find so. Go to Exchange for 1 minute.
From
On
where?
the left, no,
Okay.
in the menu, Design Center is there, no? Yeah. Exchange.
Ah,
Exchange
okay.
is basically a database of all services. So you see, Indian
Okay.
flight is there, American flight is there. So you have created Indian flight and American flight. So somebody can use your service, can connect to your service, can connect to your API endpoint. And what is API endpoint? API endpoint is nothing but your HTTP endpoint. And what is
Okay.
HTTP endpoint? HTTP endpoint is nothing but your IP address input number. They'll connect to you and they'll send you that command. So everything is API endpoint, HTTP endpoint. They're all in this case. Uh, in this case, your API endpoint is your HTTP endpoint, but it can be SMTP endpoint also. But we are not using SMTP other protocols, no. We are
Yes.
working on the internet. So Mulesoft, what it says, I can connect 10 applications. So one banking application is there. You create 10 API endpoints, and then you write your code. Connect to this endpoint, get this data. Connect to that endpoint, give that data. Then connect to the third endpoint, add the two numbers from two different endpoints and give the result to the third endpoint. You can write all that program or put it in the database or delete this data or do anything. Basically, whatever program you want to write, you can write. Whatever endpoints you want to connect programmatically, you can connect to any endpoints. Every
Okay.
endpoint will have a HTTP connection. If you click on HTTP, if you click on provided by Mulesoft, no, click on provided by Mulesoft. On the left hand side, there is provided by Mulesoft.
Uh,
Yeah, so
yes, sir.
what is this means? It says no, it is a Salesforce connector, Amazon S3 connector. Amazon S3 connector means if I want to connect to a S3 database, I can connect using Mule application using Amazon S3 connector. But what is a connector? It is nothing but a simple API endpoint. Whatever you are
Okay.
creating, they also created for themselves so that it is becoming easier. So you can connect to a S3 connector, and you must have stored some data over there. You must have stored some Aadhaar card database over there. You can download all the data into your box, and then you can pass it on to some other connector, or pass it back to your client browser. You can do anything. So this is the magic of MuleSoft. It is just a interconnection of API endpoints on HTTP. So you don't have to do so much of coding. No, then once anybody can write a ready-made program for you, and they say if you want any services of my product, you use this connector. So if you want to work with Salesforce connector, there is a Salesforce connector. There is any company that you see, if you type Google, you will find Google connector here.
Hmm.
You want to see Facebook connector also you will see. See, if you want to connect to Facebook, you will do any company. Most of the connectors will be there.
Okay.
Type
Okay. That means.
Facebook. I think I saw Facebook also. Enter. I see Facebook connector.
Hmm.
So your
Yes.
Java, you must have written somebody is connecting to your API endpoint. But whenever your API endpoint is called, internally you can write a program to
So
connect to Facebook
how it
connector.
how connector will work? Or
Connector, you click on the connector, no? Click on the connector. Facebook connector, you click. Okay, what it says, asset detail page, okay. So basically, it will tell you what are the get command, what is the post command it will allow. That is what this connector does. Just like
hmm.
when you are seeing your connector, you were able to see, what methods. In your case, there was slash flights, get command, post
Hmm.
command. In the same way, these connectors also will have the same endpoints. Where do we see all that? Um,
Okay, so we will see that.
yeah,
But
basically, this is
now,
nothing
can
but
you
their
tell me?
hmm?
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah, so I'm doing one course over here. So I reached only half because they taught me how to use AnyPoint platform, and now
So,
there is a
which model you are
a-
going through now, sir?
AnyPoint
Actually,
platform
you
course.
told me.
Platform architect. If you click now, you will get it. Platform architect. Click. You click.
Hello?
You can on the no down no in the page. Platform architect is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you see on the page platform architect is written.
Oh, yes, sir.
You can't click, huh? Okay, just say start learning for free. The name of the course is Anypoint Platform.
Yes, sir. Actually, just a minute. I have a name. No. Yes, sir. This one.
Um, so um, so here they are teaching you. See, part two is for part one. Module one is to teaching you Anypoint Platform. Part two is Anypoint Studio.
Hmm.
So I got stuck in Anypoint Studio because my software was not working. So it is
Okay.
showing you see module 10 is handling errors. That is what you're learning right now.
Okay. So, can we start from this model? So
Okay.
it will help.
Yeah, means we can do that. We can do this. Basically, you want to do Anypoint platform again because, or you want to do Anypoint Studio directly.
No, sir. I want from start. Actually, I want to know about the RAML file too. So, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
this will in this topic is covered in design APIs, right?
Right. Yes. Correct. Correct. In design API, you will get I think. Just click. No, you'll click. You'll see. See, define
Yes, sir.
APIs with RAML. It will teach you how to write. Means I learned that way only. I didn't know all this first.
Okay.
Then when
So,
you say deploy, your
okay.
deploy goes to the exchange. Through the exchange, you can share your API to the world. Anybody can use API once you release it on the exchange.
Okay. Then can we start from tomorrow on this model? So,
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow is what day? Hold on, let's
uh,
pause the recording.
yes,
Computer is becoming hot.
tomorrow is Thursday, sir.